back to another video to some motivation for students. So welcome back, welcome back. Today we have very special guests in the building. We have the Walkers in the building. Josh Walkers and Stacey Walker. For anybody that don't know who these people are, 4 years ago, back when I was in the 8th grade, um, I was in this program called Audacious Leaders, and the leader of the program, Miss Lisa, brought in Stace and Josh to a day to speak to our class. And once I saw them came in, I just jumped on opportunity. I'm like, I could do an interview with them, I could do some type of video. And I went straight with them, had a conversation with them. And after they left, I went straight to Miss Lisa. I said, Miss Lisa, I need to do an interview with them. Please get me in contact with them. I need to do an interview with them. And they agreed to the interview, came to my school. This was December 2018. And December 2000, no, actually 2017, because we're going into 2018. So December 2017. And we did the interview, and that was 4 years ago. So now we're doing a reunion, a reunion to be able to just catch up on what have happened in these last 4 years, and just seeing the growth of them. And then today we'll be giving Stace and Josh their flowers. So I know I kind of did a little introduction for y'all, but can y'all please introduce yourself?
All right. So my name is Stacey Walker, and I am, I guess, in the middle of professions right now, because I think we're going to get into this when we speak, but I'm a brand designer, but I'm also into things like grading books and stuff like that. So we're going to get into that later.
And my name is Joshua Walker. I am a health and healthy lifestyle consultant person. I just believe in healthy lifestyles, living a healthy lifestyle, and doing your best when it comes to sleeping, eating, dieting, exercise, X, Y, and Z. So that's what I do, and I'm in that space right now too, just like Stace, kind of transitioning outside of what I used to do, which was come in and speak to young kids like yourself and try to motivate them in ways like that.
I'm glad you mentioned the coming into kids and motivating them, because that would lead us into our first question for today, which is, when you first met me, what stood out to you?
First thing was your chin.
Oh
Your
my
chin
God.
was mad shiny. I'm like, yo, this kid is he ever gonna grow hair on his chin?
He was 14.
Yeah, I know he's 14, but now look, he's 18 and it's the same thing. I'm like, I asked him before we started, I was like, did you Vaseline your chin this morning to make it that shiny, or is it just naturally that shiny? But that was the first thing I initially thought about you. But then the second thing was your personality. I thought your personality was really cool, because we go into schools and I mean a lot of nice, cool kids. Some kids are better than others. Some kids are outright jerks and like, what's wrong with you, B? And then your energy, like no jokes, your energy was just really, really dope. It was really dope, positive energy. And from that point, that was the first thing I thought about you. Like, you had this high energy. You told me what you did. You said you was doing YouTube for a while at that time, and it was easy to talk to you. You was really into the class too. You was engaging with the questions I was asking. You was giving your opinion, and you was doing it in a really respectful way, especially how you've said on some of your videos in the past, and how you even told to me in our personal conversations that, hey, you was like a troublemaker back in the day, but I didn't get that energy from you. I got like dope, positive energy. So that was the first thing I noticed about you.
Yeah.
After your chin.
I want to piggyback off of that. Because I think like the same exact stuff. Like, you really stood out. Like, from that day, I can't remember any of the kids, not one kid from that day. And I think we did a few classes that day. We were bouncing around. Yeah, we were going to different classrooms. And I think you were either the first or second. And she told us, the first, yeah. And she told us, hey, I have a kid, he's a YouTuber. And I was like, that's really cool. You're 14 and you're pursuing your dreams already. And I just thought that was really cool.
I really want to make a joke, but we could save that for another time. We can save that for another time. Thank you guys so much for that response. And question number 2, 4 years ago, you guys allowed me to do that 2-part interview. So my question is, why did you allow me to do that interview?
I want to answer this. Okay, so the reason that we allowed it is because we really thought that you were so passionate about what you were doing, and it's like, that's what we went into schools for, to help kids pursue their passions, and you were doing it. You weren't just like listening, like, oh, one day I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You said, no, they're here. I'm going to take this opportunity now, and I'm going to interview them. So we were like, yeah, of course, this is what we're here for. So you took that chance as an opportunity, like, hey, I want to pursue my passion. Let me get them. Let me interview them. And like, you started right away, and I thought that was just really cool.
Yeah. So to piggyback off of what you just said, it wasn't even like a loud type thing.
Yeah.
We're really laid back and cool, and you laid back and cool. So it was like, you're doing something. If we can help you and which your focus is, then that helps us do what we were initially there to do, which was inspire you, to help you guys move forward and your passions and your dreams and whatever you're focusing on. So it wasn't it wasn't like an loud thing. It was more like, all right, you're doing this, like, oh, thank you for the opportunity. It was a great opportunity that you gave us to be able to speak to you that day.
I never looked at it that point. I really gave you an opportunity. Just know I'm gonna hold that over your head. But anyway, that will lead us into question number 3. So it's been 4 years since that first interview happened. So what changes have occurred during these last 4 years? Don't forget Kaka.
Grew my hair out, and then I cut it all off. You still growing your hair. Looks dope, by the way. No jokes there, just looks cool. We had a kid. He's an amazing, beautiful baby named Kai, and he is 13 months and like 2-3 days right now. But he just turned 1 on Thanksgiving last month. We moved to Florida, so we are now Florida men, both of us. Proud Florida men, including our kid. All 3 Florida men living here. Haven't did anything crazy as of yet, but something it's gonna happen eventually. So we enjoying this weather down here. And what else has changed? I've switched my focus in regards to what I feel like is really important in life. And I think one thing that came from that was my initial thing was teaching kids about entrepreneurship, exactly what you're doing right now, and talking about time management, self-education and networking, things like that. But I always, every time I got into conversations with kids or with even clients that I was consulting with, I will always bring it back to the foundation of how important health was, how important it was to wake up at the same time, go to sleep at the same time, eat right, take some time to meditate and to exercise, because all of these things impact your mental, your emotional, and your physical health. And that's what you need to have to be able to pursue things that you're doing right now. Everybody needs to be at a good space health-wise to be able to do what they do efficiently, right? And no matter what you get, like we got this big old house and everything here, it doesn't bring happiness if you're not happy within yourself and happy health-wise. So yeah, those are some things that have changed for me as compared to our last time we talked 4 years ago. Yeah. But you know what didn't change was your chin.
Okay.
Your chin is still bald and shiny, man. So shout out to you for that.
So for me, just ignore him. For me, the same things. We moved, we had a baby, we got married. You didn't even mention that part.
We did get married. I forgot about that.
I was gonna mention that. I was gonna be like, wow. So all the thing you mentioned, you just not gonna mention that ring that's not on your hand.
Right.
Shaking my head, Josh.
Yeah, right.
But aside from that, like a lot of things happened, I guess, especially with the pandemic and stuff like that, and it made us like really rethink what it means to be happy in our careers and stuff like that, because a lot of things changed from it. When the pandemic first happened, I was like, who needs branding? Like, who cares? People are going to die. Like, that's what we're worried about right now. Like, what makes what I do so special? So it kind of took me out of like, all right, well, this is what I want to do with my life forever, and into, what is it that I want to do? So I'm still just in this phase of figuring it out, like what exactly it is that I want to do. Because when I first met you, I know I was just stuck on like, all right, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I'm happy. I quit my job for it. and this is just what it is. But now I'm realizing, like, as I'm getting older, I'm almost 30, that, life it just changes in whatever phase you're in. You're not going to be doing the same thing forever. And it's fine if you do, as long as you have a passion for it. But, it's fine if you don't want to do the same thing that you set your mind to when you were like 18 years old.
Yeah. And we stopped using social media.
Oh, yeah. We're
So-
both off social media.
Yeah, I know that. I wish I could be off it, but due to my career, can't do that. But anyways, it's I've personally like seen the changes that occurred for y'all over these last couple of years. The marriage is something that I thought was gonna be first thing that Josh said, but you know what? He ain't mentioned it. But he's a man. They forgetful sometimes. So it's all right. But I've seen the changes too, because not only I've grown and I've elevated over these last 4 years. Same thing with them. And now they got low car. I'm telling you, car gonna be good. Just make sure y'all gonna see this video later when it comes out. Just mark my words. I said it in this video. Car gonna be great. And just seeing all like the changes and stuff that they have had over these last years, and then in your new profession, which will lead us into our fourth question. What does it feel like to do a job that you love?
Me first?
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it feels dope. I think it feels cool when you're actually doing it, right? When you're in that space where you're happy with what you're doing, you're happy with your life, in regards to career and personal. It feels good. It feels right. It feels like this is what you're supposed to be doing. You wake up, you get into it, you go to sleep, it's on your mind. And I know when I was doing even the AMG stuff, it was something that I consistently did all the time. And birthdays would come, Christmas, holidays, and different things. I would have friends like, "Oh, you should take a break, chill, relax," and it's like, "Nah, I'm good," because I actually really like what I'm doing. So it's not like I'm forcing myself to do it. It's not oh, it's Monday again. I've never had that feeling when I was doing something I was really passionate about. So I think that's the main thing, is like, as long as you can have that happiness within yourself, you're going to be good to go, and no matter what you're doing. And yeah, that describes a little bit about how I feel in my when I'm really doing what I do.
Yeah, and I'll agree with that too, because when you do love what you're doing, like you said, oh, it's Monday, like you don't have that feeling. Like we even work through the weekends and stuff. So it's like when you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're just doing, it's an extension of you. It's like, okay, I'm just doing something I really like. It's like a hobby, it feels like sometimes. So especially like when you're doing it consistently and you actually do love it, like you're in the place where like, all right, this it's flowing, it's just coming out and you love it, like it's just a great feeling.
I definitely know that feeling because with this year me celebrating the 6 year anniversary of my main channel, people ask me like, what have kept you going? Because I love what I do. Like I wouldn't be doing YouTube right now if I didn't love it. Like I personally love this. Good thing is it's not a majority of my time that it takes like throughout the week or whatever, but it's something that I love, and just doing a job or doing a profession, doing a hobby that you love, it gets you through the hard times, the difficult times, and just anything. Because at the end of the day, it's like, no, we're gonna keep pushing because I love doing that, which will also lead us into our fifth question. What are some of the obstacles you've faced during your journey of these last 4 years since you switched careers? What are some of the obstacles that were presented?
Wow. Okay. So a lot of the obstacles. So with my career, I deal with people directly, and it's like it's frustrating sometimes because people don't always cooperate with you. And especially being in a field where, your art is on display for people to judge, it kind of hurts sometimes. It's like, I put my all into this, and it's not just art, it's science, and you study and you learn all these different things, and you give it to people and they're just like, oh no, I don't want this, can I have sparkles on my logo? And you're like, no, I don't want, you can't have sparkles. Like there's just so many times where I kind of hit this wall with people where they don't want to take my professional advice, they just want to go with what they want, not understanding like everything that goes into it. It's not just what it is. So I think like the main obstacle is dealing with people. And that's why I am in this phase where I'm transitioning kind of like out of that, because I don't want to feel like what I'm doing isn't worth it to people who don't understand. And there's always clients who actually, give me the opportunity to just do whatever I want, but it's not always. So if I'm in this position where I'm dealing with people who are hard to work with, I just don't want to do it a lot of times. It's really frustrating to work with people like that. So that's why I'm just contemplating, like, is this really what I want to do? Do I want to do branding where I don't have to work directly with people? Like there's ways around it, but it's like, I'm just still figuring it out because I do like to help people at the end of the day. So when I do get to work with somebody who is taking my advice, who is understanding that it's a collaborative process and it's not just what they want, then it just makes me so much happier doing that. So that's the biggest obstacle, just dealing with people.
Obstacles. I don't believe in obstacles. I think there's always a way around it. It's just a learning curve. It becomes a learning curve to you that, all right, this is something I'm facing at the moment. How can I figure out a way around it, over it, under it, through it, XYZ? But for me, and I think a lot of people face this same obstacle, right? Would be just consistency. Consistency is the main thing for anybody, no matter what you're doing. As long as you're doing it at a high level and you're doing it again and again, you're learning and you're doing it over and over and over. Eventually, you're going to get better because there's no way that you cannot get better as long as you're pushing yourself to try new things, to do new things, to try out different ways to do things, right? um you just continue to get better and better. So for me, it's just like just finding that real consistency of doing, even when you don't see the results, even when you don't see uh the benefits or the spoils that come from whatever it is that you're doing. You don't see the money, you don't see a bunch of things right away. You have to just be focused on just doing it again and again and again. And eventually everything's going to come in waves. And you're going to get to this point where you have everything, that all these things that you weren't seeing, and you're never going to realize, like, oh shoot, I do have a consistent, steady income. Oh shoot, I have impacted all these people. Oh, I have done X, Y, and Z, and I didn't even realize it because I'm not focused on the results. I'm focused on doing what I have to do day in and day out.
Of course, he had to be like, I don't believe in that. I knew that. I knew you was gonna come with something like that. And by the way, let's talk about that serious phase that you had when Stacey was talking. What was going on? What was going on? You just had like such a serious. Are you okay? Is your mental health good? Are you all
I
right?
was looking down at my feet and I have on mismatched socks, right?
Okay, we don't need to hear about all that. Never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Just know, you come back, I'm coming back too. Anyway, all right. Anyway, question number 6. How do you balance your work life with your personal
I
life?
think you do it by having a routine that you stick to. Um, it's hard to get into a space where you have a consistent routine, especially when your body doesn't want to stick to it. And I think it's natural, right? Because we all, as human beings, our mind is set up to take the easiest route ever, right? Because you think back to hunter-gatherer times, like 100,000 years ago. Our goal was to survive and reproduce. But the survival aspect is we have to get up, we have to hunt, we have to find something, kill it, eat it, and then we have to make sure we don't get killed and eat and eaten while we sleep overnight. Then we wake up, we hungry again, get up, kill, eat, go to sleep, do it again and again and again. But now with all these different revolutions and in the space that we're living in right now, we can go to the grocery store, right? We don't have to go to the grocery store. We can just Uber Eats it or DoorDash and the food comes right to your house. You don't have to worry, for the most part, depending on where you live, you don't have to worry about getting attacked by a lion in the middle of the night, right? We in Florida, so we got alligators, but for the most part, they don't just knock on your door and just come in and eat you. So we don't have to worry about being in a space where we're scared or where we have to fend for our lives. So your mind is still in that state of, all right, good, we're fed, we're getting a good amount of sleep. That's all we need to do. So anything outside of that is just extra work that your body doesn't want to do. but getting into a routine and just telling yourself every single day, this is the time I'm going to go to sleep. This is the time I'm going to wake up. This is what I'm going to eat at this exact moment. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to take time to meditate. I'm going to take time to journal. I'm going to take time to study. I'm going to take time to do everything that whatever your career is, it goes towards that. If you tell yourself and set yourself on that routine, you're good to go. But without it, I just think everything just gets so much more difficult without having a solid routine.
Oh, it's my turn. I was just listening. I was still trying to figure it out. So I know, like he said, routine is everything. When you have a routine, you just follow it, and you're like, okay, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. I don't know. I think I'm still just working on my time management, because I feel like no matter what, I can never really find that balance. No matter what, like one day will be really good with one certain thing, like maybe career wise. Oh, I did really good today, but I slacked off when it came to like cleaning the house or something like that. Or when it came to doing my daily routine in the morning, like I didn't write in my journal or something like that. So I feel like I'm still in this space where I'm trying to find the balance, because my brain is still working on that. Oh no, I need to do this and this and this and this and this. And then when I don't get it done, it's like, oh man, I didn't get it done. My routine doesn't work. I don't need a routine. And then it's just this like never ending cycle of that. So I'm just still trying to figure out, the best time management ways to get everything done realistically, rather than, all right, I have a list of 700 things I have to do today. I got 10 done. Now I'm a failure. Like I need to work around that. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. The balancing realistic goals on a day-to-day basis, and just kind of just going with the flow, because it's just seems so hard, especially with the baby. Right, we have this schedule, so it's 3 hours on, 3 hours off. So Josh will have 3 hours with Kai, then I'll have 3 hours with him, and we alternate who goes first every day. And then based on that, we can set our schedule for the day. But with a baby and with having to leave the house and doing things outside, there's no telling what the day is going to look like, because sometimes things will just pop up. And during the holidays and like when people come to visit, it kind of throws off the schedule, because now you're catering to other people. And my parents are moving down soon, so we were helping them look for a house right after we got back from vacation and Kai's birthday. So there's just so much, and it just throws you off. So I'm just working on finding the balance between, like I said, the realistic stuff is like things are going to pop up. What are you going to do to work around it? Like when people come, are you going to still do your journals in the morning? Are you still going to do everything you have to do and be able to still cater to them too? So it's just a lot, but eventually I get it.
Yeah, them pop-up stuff really be messing me up, because I got a whole routine, I got a schedule, but then you just get an email and it's saying that you gotta do this. I'll be like, really? Today? Like, yeah, I couldn't send this. Yeah, I couldn't send me that email the day before, like some other day. So I definitely know what you mean. So I'm more on the stage side. I'm still trying to function and organize everything. I got a schedule, but I be ditching that schedule. I don't even be paying attention to that sometimes. I just be focused on the million things I gotta do. So I am actually still working through it. And then from last year, mental health was a very big subject. And then also going into this year. So this will lead us into our seventh question, which is, how important is your mental health when it comes to your job?
Wow, I think mental health is everything. It's like if your mental health isn't good, it impacts everything, because the moment you feel sad, you don't want to do anything. You just want to lay in bed, and now the work you were supposed to do today gets put over to tomorrow. So now you have double the work tomorrow. And then, oh, I'm not feeling good tomorrow because I have so much things to do today. And then everything is just like a snowball effect. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you just overwhelmed, and you just feel like giving up. So I think mental health is literally everything. And last year, I'm glad you brought that up. Last year was tough, because remember, I told you in the beginning of the pandemic, it's like, what does my career matter if there's a global pandemic and people are dying like in the millions, like every single day? So what does it matter what your career is at that point? If you're not a doctor, or if you're not somebody who is able to make masks or things that we need to survive, like what does it matter? And I was also pregnant at the time. So it's just a bunch of hormones, and it was crazy. It was pretty bad. So it was hard for me to stay on top of career things all of last year. It's really tough. And I'm sure it was for everybody, including you.
Now, before Josh answered, it looked like he was just saying, preach with your face. Especially you mentioned that hormone part. He was like, You cannot believe what I went through last year. But you could go.
Okay. So mental health, I don't think it exists, right? Mental health definitely exists. I think mental health is really important. Mental health, but the thing is, all right. So when I look at mental health, you have to look at mental health with the full picture, because it's so easy for, and it's not only for mental health, this goes for a bunch of different things, or when it comes to the health and well-being of a person. They look at one thing and they think this is the issue. My mental health is the issue, or my physical health. Maybe I'm overweight or obese, whatever it is. My physical health is the issue. Or maybe I'm not connecting with my whoever that spiritual being that you, whatever religion that you follow, right? Or if you're just spiritual, maybe I'm not connecting there. So my spiritual health is the issue. You have to look at things with a holistic mindset, right? You have to look at things with the full picture. Your mental health is goes hand in hand with your physical health. That goes hand in hand with your emotional health and your spiritual health. All of it is one big picture. Because the thing is about mental health, even if you might see a doctor, you might be going to therapy, you might be being able to express yourself in different ways and talking and stuff, but your physical health has a direct impact on how you feel. What you eat has a direct impact on the hormones in your body. With how your body handles this day, you might feel sluggish, right? If you feel sluggish, now you're not going to spend that extra hour editing that YouTube video. Now that you didn't edit that YouTube video, now it gets pushed back to tomorrow, and now you got double the work. You see what I'm saying? So that didn't come from, and now you're stressed out because of that. And now you just think of that last thing, that last piece, and it's like, dang, my mental health is messed up. But you didn't realize that it was that bacon, egg, and cheese that you ate yesterday. That's what messed you up. So you have to look at the big picture, how you eat, how you exercise. Exercising on a daily basis actually makes you happier throughout the day. It actually gives you a boost of dopamine and that feel good hormone that now after you exercise, you might not think like, oh, exercise, I can skip it today. It's not important. But after, if you did exercise, maybe you would have had energy to do X, Y, and Z. And because you knocked that out, now you're happier because you cleared your list for today. You see what I'm saying? So it's always a big picture. So I didn't lose track of what the actual question was, but oh, mental health. But I just feel like
How important is it to you when
how
it comes to your job? Like, how do you incorporate? What do you incorporate in your days, like during your week, to make sure that, okay, let me make sure that my mental health, I do stuff for my mental health. Because you know how mainly people focus heavily on their job and don't focus on like the mental health aspect of your side. Because you overwork yourself, but then you're not realizing that that's affecting you more mentally. You're mentally drained on a daily basis. So stuff like that.
so to sum everything up, your mental health, I feel, is your general health. For me, that's my job is to just tell people about this, to break it down in that way so they can see like, all right, cool. My mental health can be impacted by how much water I drank yesterday, or about what I ate, or if I exercised yesterday. But for in general, I think the mental health is really important when you look at just living an overall healthy lifestyle. And that also goes back to, again, setting up a routine where you have foundations. And as long as you have a foundation of just a little bit of exercise, even if it's 15 minutes a day, 15 minutes, you don't have to get in a weight room and bench 500 pounds. That's not the goal. The goal is just to do a little bit. The goal is to eat a little healthier today than you did yesterday. The goal is to drink a little bit more water, or a sufficient amount of water, so that you're hydrated throughout the day. Though that's the goal. And when you knock off these small overall health tasks, now your mental health benefits from that. And little things that you could do for your mental health is also taking some time to meditate. Say taking 5 minutes out of the day just to sit in your own thoughts, or to just not even think about anything. Just look out a window, stare, put a time on for 5 minutes, and you're good to go. Or take some time to journal and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Because when was the last time you really asked yourself and thought about, how do I feel right now? How is everything in my life. How is my health? How is my mental health? How is my relationship with my friends and family? How is my relationship with my loved ones, with my partner? You see what I'm saying? We don't take time out as a society to ask ourselves these questions. And this all just builds up to the point where we have all these mental health issues. So the thing is, I do believe in mental health, but I believe in mental health is way more than just mental health. You have to look at it in the full picture. Because if you don't, you're never going to be able to fix the problem, because you don't have you don't have all that information.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that point. Because last year, last year was probably the lowest my mental health has ever been in my life. Because last year during like the pandemic, I really got hit bad because not only I moved states before the pandemic, but I moved schools. So I was in a whole new environment, confused to the T on what was going on. And then the pandemic hit, and it was like, really? Like I'm just at home by myself. I don't have no friends. I don't know nobody. I can't just hit somebody up like that. So it really hit me bad. But I was thankful for the pandemic because it gave me that time to just sit down with myself and really understand how my bullying experience affected me. Because I've talked about it many, many times, but I've never like truly said, okay, see how it affected me. And during that time, it really helped me to understand that the way I was actually came from that. Like both some of my good and my bad qualities came from that. And this year I was going into this year with a mindset of this is going to be a healing year to heal from these pains, these traumas. And then April hit. April hit, it just everything just went left. Like everything just went left because it was a roller coaster for my mental health. Josh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not about to get into all that details here, but it really had my mental health on a roller coaster. So all the things that I learned from last year, them techniques that I was using to cope with my mental health, I just had to pour it over into this year too, because this year really tested my mental health a lot. Like it was really testing me. And then I still had to be efficient, still had to do schoolwork, still had to do the college work I was doing, still had to do YouTube. Like I still had to do everything while dealing with all the stuff that I was dealing with. So I know for sure how how hard it is sometimes to balance your mental health with all the things that you This is the end of the video. If you guys haven't already, like the video, subscribe if you're new. Please turn on your post notification. That way, anytime I upload, YouTube will send you a notification. This is Motivation for Students. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.